Good day, good people. So we are back with another analysis with GBP USD. As you know, this is a Great British Pound versus the US dollar currency. So when this comes to this currency pair, it is very much more easier, or it is simple to analyze it because you know what is happening exactly, and it's much more easier to figure out the typical movement of which is about to happen. So as you can notice, we are on some highly uptrend. Let's start on some daily time frame and see what we can expect. As noticed on GBP USD, we are on some uptrend, and whatever happened during the time of NFP resulted on us getting more sales to the downside, of which GBP USD was able to give us the pump to the upside during the news event, of which this great news event was more like the NFP event, of which by giving us that circular pump to the upside, this was on this level here. As you can see that each and every time when it touch this level, we get some sort of a reversal situation, okay, such as this one. It was here first for the sales, and also come here again for the buys, and also come here again for what, for the buys, of which the overall trend saying this is more like a strong level or a strong key point of whereby you must expect our entries or our reversals. And also we have this type of level here, of which this could be our inner resistance, and also this could be our other level here, of which we are trading like this. We are trying to figure out the typical movement of which we must get during the new week, of which this one could be on Monday or any time when it is possible. So we are having this type of situation. We are having some reversals here. Same thing that's happened here. Go up, then here we must go up again. But there must be the level of which we must respect before we rise to the upside. Now let's jump to the 4-hour time frame to see what is exactly we must expect from this currency pair. Okay, cool. So 4-hour time frame is showing us something that is more like this. Seems like we are having some downtrend here. We have some sort of a downtrend here. This was more of a downtrend. Let me put it like this. A downtrend here, and also this was more like off-power downtrend here. Seems like you are falling on GBP USD. We are going to the downside. Seems like sales are much more powerful when it comes to GBP USD. So placing your sale in this type of trade is going to be a much more valid trade, because you can see that you are going to the downside. But the fact that you have reached this key point, of which it is a supporting level, of which the type of level is going to be the one that will detect either we are going to take more sales or are going to take more buy. But also, let me show something. Look what is happening every time when you read this type of level. We read this level here, then come back to touch this level here. You see, this could be another same movement that could be represented in this situation. We touch this level, then we come back from touching to touch this level, then after touching this level. So this means our trade will simply move like this. We'll be moving from here to here. If sales are going to be much more powerful again, we must touch here and come back. We must come back to this side again. See, but if seems like if this one is intent to respect this level, such as this level here, maybe it's going to happen here again. Breaking this structure to the upside is going to be a much more valid buying side or a buying trade, so that you can easily place your trade above this level. But from now, we're just moving from here to here. But what I will suggest for you to do is that when the markets open on Monday, try to look for buying opportunities on GBP USD and see where it will take you. These are a type of easy trade that you can easily take based on what is actually happening on some key point level. By knowing what exactly the key point level usually work out for, we easily understand such a, you can easily see that we have this movement here, of which it can go to this particular level just to get some few reversal before it goes to the downside. And for the safe side, entering this trade, just know that by placing your trade like this, placing your rectangle like this from here to this side, and also placing it from here to this side. You are creating the level of your entries, the level of your high probability entries. I believe this one is going to be a good entry for short, and not sorry for but for short buys. I'm not speaking about those technical words when you use for bearish or sales. This one is a short for a distance, a range. So this one is going to be our short buys, not our long-term buy, but our short or daily buy to reach this level on GBP USD before we take a reversal to the downside or we take a continuation to the upside. But GBP USD overall is looking to give us some few buys to this side before it goes to the downside or it goes to the upside. It might look like this, touch here, then boom, go to the downside, or again touch here, then give us some few signals or analysis of saying that's going to take a continuation, then boom, it goes to the upside again. Of which we must be much more patient when it comes to GBP USD. So if the markets open on Monday, just know how to do it. Try to place your trade and look for your own buys. So let's go to 1 hour time frame. 1 hour time frame, okay. So now we are on some 1 hour time frame. So our structure actually look like this. So we have a touch here, a touch here. As you can see, we are respecting this type of a trend. See how it's actually moved. Let me show something. We have a touch here, also some sort of a touch here, and also a touch here. But the difference about this side is we had some momentum to the upside, but when it's come to the rejection or to the reversal, we intend to respect this level of a inner supporting level, of which this one could also result to us getting more buys to the upside on GBP USD based on how it's actually moved. This one could also intend to be the one of the greatest trade. There is one trade that you can easily take on GBP USD by placing your buy pass, because this portion is already out of trade. If you are able to place your buy for this reversal to the downside, place your buys here, you are willing to catch this trend to the upside, you are still on a good high profitable trade. And also, if you use your trend line like this, it's just going to be much more easier for you to see what will actually happen after the spark of NFP come back for a reversal before we get our trade to the upside. Because you can easily see it by doing it like this. This is our point here, and by doing it like this, I believe that GBP USD is likely to give us more buys to this side here before we see some reversals. This will be my trade for GBP USD. This is how I think it will actually move. Give us some few buys before it's intended to reverse or go to the other direction, or just to give us more continuation to the upside. And also, it is much more important that if you see a trend, try to trade with a trend. Try to trade with a trend. Follow the trend or follow some developing trend. Don't trade what you wish to see, but trade what you see. This is the only thing that I will keep on saying many times. Many people trade what they wish to see, but they forget to trade what they see. I believe that when it comes to this trend here, we are on some downtrend. But by forming this type of a level, you can easily see this could be our inverse head and shoulders down here. That will represent some few parts to the upside. You see, this could be our inverse head and shoulders. You see, before we get some buys to this side. This could also simply mean like this. But if we get rejected and this head and shoulder is end up not being completed, we are going to see whether we are going to look for those sales by respecting the overall trend. You see how the overall trend move? See, the overall trend will actually move like this. So if we actually get some few sales here, we must actually put our stop, our entries. Oh, let me do it like this. Or might actually put our entries much more like this. The only thing that will indicate that you are going for sales is if I see a break below. If I only see a break below this level here, if I see a break below this level, that will simply mean a break below this level. That will simply mean now I'm going for sales to this side over here. Then I will go to my try to zoom out to see whether I will see any positions or any. That means my CP will be here. Then my stop loss will be right there. This is more like a high probability trade that you can easily take without you risking a lot of your capital. You see, try to take trade that's actually look like this, and try to control your feelings and your emotion when it comes to be trading. And also know that trading currency pairs will require you to have much more of your skill, and also require you to never let your emotions surpass your thoughts, because by doing that type of thing you'll be limited on how you'll be trading. Try to be much more focused and understand that currency pair will always move slower than indices and metals. So since this one is 1 hour, let's try to go to 30 minutes and see any type of a pattern that will actually perform. Okay, so since I see like we are forming some few head and shoulders down here on GBP USD of it, this one is the index head and shoulder. If you didn't see it, I draw it like this on some 1 hour time frame. It was looking like this, like this, like this, like this, like this, like this. You can easily spot it with ease if you put more attention to what you are doing. See, so this was a downtrend here, came back and broke this level, give us a rise of a trend, and after we get a rise of a trend, we get this level of confluence here. This means now we are having more confirmation that you are willing to buy. And the other thing that you must know, that if you want to get some good opportunities to put your buy, try to place it like this over here, like this. Rise it. Let me maximize it, keep it bold. Keep it bold here again. You see, this simply means that if we break these two highs that are forming here, this simply means that the market is actually giving us a build up to the upside. If you see a break, this will simply mean that you are getting a build up to the upside. And also this simply means that if we keep on forming some structures below this level here, or we're forming some patterns or some candle rejection, or we're failing to break above, this will simply mean that now we are respecting the overall trend, of which the overall trend is saying that we must go down. You see, we must go down with sale when it comes to GBP USD. But if it keep on giving us this build up of highs, this means now we are getting more of buys. But if you simply mean that I simply give us some few ranging below this structure, give us candle rejection or pattern, this means we'll be taking more sale. But overall on GBP USD, I feel like I'm having much more confidence on buys until we reach this level of it. This is the level I'm talking about, this level here. After reaching this level, I'm now more saying this now we can place our sales and go to the downside. But overall, seeing on how it's actually moved by comparing it to what has happened in the past and try to figure out what will happen in the present. This could be also the easy way to see the high probability trade and the trade that has the lowest probability to actually work out. Okay, so now we have this thing like this. So we have a touch here, a touch here. So now we're looking for some few touches before we go to the upside. But if we fail to get more touches on the upside, but instead we get touches based on the downside, this will simply mean now we are looking for more of a downtrend and continuation of a downtrend. See, now let's go to 15 minutes. Okay, so our 15 minutes is still the same as 30 minutes. Seems like we're getting something to the upside. If you saw this spark of NFP come back and reverse, I simply mean that buys are actually getting to pick up to the upside. And also by knowing what's actually happened, I feel like we are having some few confidence of buys until we reach this level. Then from there we'll be looking for sale. This is the level I'm talking about. Let me make it red. This is the only level that I'm talking about, the red level. And also if I'm willing to put my entry will simply look like this. This is going to be my entry here. Maybe my stop loss is going to be here. Then my TP is going to be here. This is more like a low risky trade with the high probability of working out, but it's just not that. It will only take time and for you to be patient with it. So this could be our levels of which we'll be willing to come to this side of it. This, if we take it to the upside, this means we'll be willing to take out this side here, because we're already done with this level here. Looking for buys from this level is going to be some serious easy way to take the trade. And for now on GBP USD, I think we are done. So let's meet again on some another currency pair or indices.